this is a quick test, kind of. Just wanted to see, provided we can actually get through this, because we're still kind of running not efficiently, so inefficient, I guess. Tabby is kind of running the show. So, in case you didn't know, Tabby is a short reference for my Samsung Galaxy Tab A, I do believe, the first version. So nicknamed Tabby. So when you hear me refer to Tabby, that's who's Tabby. But as I said today, two things I was going to touch upon is one, can you hear me? So yeah, I guess that is kind of self-explaining. If you can, you can. If you can't, you can't. So this is kind of more aimed for my Twitter kind of, not necessarily the older associated viewers, maybe one or two new. It's kind of intriguing. Want to find out kind of who's reaching and who's receiving. So yeah, and also kind of testing out my kit that I kind of use. I'll be kind of dropping what I kind of use. I'm kind of happy with what I've kind of got. It's kind of like not necessarily new stuff, but it's kind of like new and old. I think we're dropping a few frames here. Not sure what that's about, but actually I probably know what it's about. I don't think it's on the streaming side. I think it's probably on the Tabby side, because believe it or not, this whole week, today is Saturday the 25th, I think it is, yeah, the 25th of March 2023. So hi, hello, good evening or good day rather, it's not night yet wherever you are. So yeah, so what was I saying, just kind of just got to talk about the frame shopping. Will be kind of the kit, the stuff I use. It's kind of a mix of new and old, so you don't really necessarily need to kind of break the bank to kind of. So I probably will be dropping some info or videos on that, kind of showcasing. But yeah, so I have one of two teething troubles, I would probably say. Like, for example, this mic, I really like my mic setup, but it does this kind of irritating thing where it kind of, I don't know, it interferes. I think it's maybe a shortness in the cable or something kind of, but yeah. So what it does, because I don't think I've seen this in other mics. I need to test some of my lavaliers, but I can get my hands on them. Or actually, I'll probably be picking up a new plug and play tie clip. I'm not sure where I got this mic from, but I know it's nice and it's clear. It does definitely help, but I just have to make sure I don't touch the cables. Don't touch the cables, and you won't get that kind of that short kind of effect or short out effect. And also the other element I wanted to say that you don't get, because going like your picture, you're gonna got freeze and not really move. But yeah, so waffling on, two things, and I remember Sean Cannell from Think Media was actually mentioning this, and I was thinking, yeah, I know, I heard about it, and that is the podcast features in YouTube, and you've kind of got a thumbnail. If you don't do the thumbnail and you square it up, the thumbnail to, I think it's not just a square, I think it's a certain size as well. It won't let you kind of store your footage or whatever as a podcast. So that's kind of one of the last kind of keys. So I've done a little test, so yeah, look out for the podcast. So that was not something that just because YouTube's kind of done. No, this is something that I kind of had on the back burner to kind of set up for a long time. And funny enough, I'll probably drop a little hint. There'll be some pickups soon that kind of actually validate that. So I was just kind of thinking, it's kind of weird sometimes. Sometimes when you kind of take your time and you don't really rush into certain things, you can kind of get put on the right path, if that makes sense. So, for example, the little bits and pieces that I've kind of got now, it goes hand to hand with that type of setup. Kind of like having multiple setups that you can have, or setups that make your job more easy, is one of the key things. So just kind of find out how to do that and not kind of thing. So sometimes it's necessary to have that price tag. Like, for example, it makes sense to kind of use professional kind of equipment, or equipment that's not going to let you down, or equipment that kind of makes things that can be difficult or hard more easier. It's kind of like, for example, look at, for example, the Stream Deck. Everyone kind of uses the Stream Deck now, and they're kind of finding so much uses for it. But at first, it was kind of like people kind of didn't really see the kind of use for it. Yeah. So, as I said, it's going to be kind of interesting, kind of reaching my kind of target. And sometimes you've got budgets, or sometimes it doesn't kind of necessarily work out. But as I said, it's kind of working out now, because I had this kind of podcast thing, and it's kind of been on the back burner for so long, kind of, and it's kind of only really now that it's kind of. But I said I'm glad I'm not a person that's gonna rush into something. So it's kind of like, you know, if I kind of rushed and done the original kind of, I had thoughts and ideas, it would be kind of a more of an expensive thing. But I think now it's just kind of more of a mobile thing. So it's a permanent place or a mobile place. And with the whole mobile thing, it's kind of like, for me, 2020 is kind of like 2023. Sorry, it's kind of going like compact. So that's one of the things. So that's kind of the podcast thing out of the way, what Sean Cannon was talking about. Might probably leave links to his post that he was doing on it. But yeah, so secondly, he's kind of testing out, you know, for my Twitter kind of account, kind of. Yeah, so I was kind of just wondering, you know, who's kind of, yeah. So it's kind of like this kind of setup enticement, kind of like, yes, this kind of audio. It's not necessarily a podcast, but I said kind of look out for the podcast, kind of. I haven't released the podcast as yet, but I just kind of, I've got it kind of stacked up, so, you know, kind of seeing it that, yeah, it kind of looks kind of right, and kind of, yeah, it's kind of like a catalogue. You kind of comprise a catalogue, same kind of as the YouTube kind of upload. But as I said, you can either have your audio as a kind of standard kind of, or you can have it in a video format or file. And he was kind of excited because he was saying that there's 3 searchable chances, and that kind of sounds quite good as well. So it'll be kind of interesting to see how that kind of plays out. But anyway, so as I said, today is Saturday, the 25th of March 2023, and probably gonna do a few more kind of posts today, but not gonna necessarily say what's kind of going down. But anyway, I'm gonna wrap this one up now. I'll be kind of bouncing for 9 minutes, so it's kind of held up. And funny enough, it's weird because I wanted to do this kind of for a while ago, and it just wasn't happening. And now look at it today. Funny it was an unboxing, but I'm not gonna actually. If things gonna play out how I want it to play out today, you probably will get that unboxing. But so as I said, I'm gonna hopefully drive the traffic from the Twitter onto YouTube kind of thing. So yeah. So with that, thank you for kind of checking this one out.